Welcome back to Offroadicon. Thank you for joining me. And today, well, it's happened again. For the last 2 weeks, I haven't been able to drive my truck. And as you can tell from the thumbnail, I had an error code on it, a P0871. And, well, had to order some parts to fix it. So, right now, do me a favor, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below. Maybe you've had this issue. Hopefully this video works for you. We're going to talk about in this video the parts that I purchased to hopefully fix this problem. And in the next video, we'll be installing those parts. So strap on in and let's see what I bought. Alright guys, so here you go. So unfortunately, because of that P0871 code, it has to do with basically the fluid that's being sent to your valve body and the time of transmission shifting, I guess timing of that and how that pressure is being sent over isn't quite in line. And so the most common issue appears to be to either replace your transmission solenoid attached to the valve body, or replace the valve body, or both. So I decided that my truck's got 114,000 miles on them. The original factory part is not that great. I'm hoping in the next video I'll take it apart and I'll show it side by side and we'll see actually how it looks. I've seen some videos online with quite a fair amount of cracking. And so due to the videos I saw, a lot of the comments I was reading online, I feel pretty confident, since this is the only code my truck called out for, that is the issue. And so that's the part we're going to replace. Now in the next video we'll do all the replacing, and I'll probably do a little drive around and hopefully that'll help solve my problem. After all that, I will go get my transmission fluid flushed out, try to get the rest of the dirty transmission fluid flushed out, since we're only going to be replacing what's in the pan. I was hoping to do that all this time, but I don't have a machine, and I wanted to be able to record the video so that you guys can see if it would work for you, and to see how easy or difficult it is to do it yourself. So we're gonna go ahead and dive right in. As you see, I purchased my parts through RevMax. This is one of 2 boxes. It took about 2 weeks for me to get. I live in California, and I believe they're in North Carolina, so take that with a grain of salt. It took me a week to get confirmation. So no matter what, no matter where you live, even without the shipping, that's what it took me. So we're gonna try to pop out some of these staples and go from there. Let's see if we can get any of them. So I didn't obviously open this at all. I wanted to keep it authentic. Hopefully all the audio is good and everything else is good. Parts I ordered as we're getting through this. I did order the billet valve body. I believe it's about $999. Reason I did that is because it seemed like having a one-piece design versus multiple pieces would be beneficial to what our application is. It has a higher PSI rating, up in the 300s. Factory supposedly only holds around 180 PSI, and the step-up build from them holds 250. I do not plan on building my truck power up, and I don't plan on shipping it and stuff, but overbuilt to me is better. So see how this packaging looks. Alright, so right off the bat, it looks like I ordered the new solenoid. Again, not sure if I need to replace it, but here's the box for that. This appears to be the bypass. So as you can see, this guy is here. I basically bought all the parts, guys. What else we got? This appears to be the extension for your sump pump, or no, I think the extension for the filter. And here's a brand new valve body. Now, let's see. Relearn must be performed. For installation instructions, please go to RevMaxConverters.com. So, it looks like we're going to have to do a relearn. You know what that means? More alpha OBD. So, I did see online that the alpha OBD, and I did look through it actually, and found the relearn, transmission quick relearn on the alpha OBD. So, I will be doing that in order to make this work. Ooh, that's heavy. Anything else in here? Ooh, that's nicely sealed. So, here's your valve body, full aluminum. I guess we can go ahead and cut that open on the side here. The core is $350. When you purchase everything, you have to pay, I think it's $144 for the shipping. Well, that's at least what I paid. I didn't get any discounts. I bought all this myself. But it's $150 or $144 for shipping. That includes the return shipping. So I will be sending back my core to get a $350 back, which is obviously charged at that time. The valve body itself, as this sits, I believe was again $999. The replacement solenoid, which is over here, and we'll open it up real quick, I believe was like $250-ish, and the thermal bypass item was I think $99, and I'm pretty sure this was like $12 or something for the extension. This guy is really heavy. Alright, so we're going to try to keep this on here. Okay, so one of the main items you'll see from RevMax and that I've been reading on is basically this plate on the factory is quite a bit different. You get an added bolt here for support, and then it's quite a bit thicker, along with the full aluminum bottom. So pretty ecstatic about this. It's deeper. We will have some parts that we're going to have to transfer over, and we'll kind of go from there. But as of right now, this is just a quick unboxing, or a relatively quick unboxing, just to show you the parts that I did order. So there's that guy. I'll go ahead and set this back in the bag, put it back in the box, and try not to drop it. It's got a good weight to it. All right, so your bypass, or your basically the biggest difference between this and the other one, minus the fact that you get some coolers on it, is going to be that when you look inside of there, there is no thermostat. So from a front view, there you go with the RevMax. And if you look inside of there, it's pretty clear. And so what that's giving you is, instead of having a thermostat that's going to open and close, I guess after a while these things kind of fail and the thermostat gets stuck. And when the thermostat gets stuck, your transmission heats up and burns out your transmission. Here's the fittings. One set of fittings. The other side do screw in, and then these you go ahead and screw in, pop out. There's a little clip in here, a little difficult to see. There's a clip right there. You pop that up, snap the line in, pop the clip back down after you've gone ahead and connected it. There's a gasket on there, so good quality aluminum, feels good. So we'll be replacing that as well. Now, a couple things that RevMax did not offer were the filters. I'm sure you can get the filters one way or another, but I ended up just buying them from the Ram dealer. Okay, so inside of here should be the extension for the filter. So there you go. Just factory part here. We'll go ahead and open it. Kind of the way that P0871 code reads, it appears that this could be your culprit or your main culprit, and you could just replace the solenoid. However, what it looked like online is a lot of people seem to run into the issue that even though they replace the solenoid, there's some issues with their valve body, with some cracking, or possibly the fluid entering into other chambers and not causing it to work correctly. So as a precaution, and with having over 100,000 miles, I decided let's just swap it out. So I would open this one, but as you can see, it's packed with some sort of oil, probably trans fluid. All right, so one more box, and we're gonna go ahead and put this in here so I don't forget. They do give you inside of here, you see the return document disclosed. That's so that you can go ahead and apply the UPS sticker. I'll stand up for this. Alright, so there we go. On top of purchasing the valve body, I bought a new pan. Two reasons. One, because I went with the aluminum valve body, you kind of have to go with a deeper pan because of the thickness. Second reason, cooling, it should do a little better. This does have grates on it. We're going to let it open it up right now. Ooh, it's pretty. Nice. So inside the pan appears to be the hardware for this. So back to what I was stating. The depth of the billet requires you to get an enlarged pan, or a deeper pan. So I went ahead and purchased that because I was planning on purchasing exactly what I said, the billet unit. Even without purchasing the billet unit, I didn't like the fact that the factory one doesn't have a drain plug. So what we're gonna end up doing is drilling a hole in the factory one to drain the fluid out, and then taking all the bolts out, removing the pan to try to alleviate some of the mess that it can make. I imagine it's gotta be holding somewhere around 4 quarts, and 4 quarts is still quite a bit to handle. So that was one of the main proponents of why we purchased one, along with the fact that I ended up deciding to go with the billet one, which mandated me to go ahead and get this. A couple of things that I had to get separately. This is beautiful, guys. Let's see if I can put it in this frame. It's just really nice. Here's your inside. So here's your part number, 05179267 Alpha David. That's your Mopar part number. That'll be for your spin-on filter. There you go. So you got this little cap set up here, or the threads here, so it's kind of cool. We'll have to lubricate that before I put it on. It's probably never been changed on my truck. I bought it with 50,000 miles. I know I've never changed it, so it's probably about time. And the second part, 05013470 Alpha Edward. This should be your sump pump filter. So there you go. There you go. So I did get these, and this is important, guys. That's one of your gaskets. I did get these again from the dealer near me up where I live, and I gave them the VIN number, so they should be correct. I have a lot of confidence they are. All right, so finishing this off real quick. Again, those are the parts I purchased. I'm gonna try to do the next video tomorrow. We'll see how long it takes for these to come out. If they're right away, back to back, hopefully they will be within a couple days of each other. The only items I have left is I need to get some RTV because there's not a gasket for that pan. It does take RTV, so I'll get transmission RTV. Hopefully it can handle the temperature. I need to get ATF plus 4. I purchase Valvoline is pretty much the fluids I use most of the time, or the Shell for my oil for this vehicle, but most of my vehicles take Valvoline. So that's more than likely what I'm going to get, just some ATF plus 4 Valvoline. Again, the goal is to go ahead, do all this work, and then hopefully I can take it to my buddy's shop and get it just completely flushed through. One concern, so this is, I guess, to tell you what happened. So I'm on 37s, I'm on stock gearing, no modifications to the transmission. I was driving on the freeway and some people, as they always do, are cutting off the lane, trying to merge late into getting off the freeway. And I went around, and when I went to accelerate, I must have let go of the accelerator pedal at a weird shifting moment, shifting from third to fourth, in which didn't like it. There are some times I've gotten a pretty decent thud. I've gotten those thuds in always from third to fourth. Even when I had stock 33-inch tires, I've always had this, I guess, feeling. And from what it appears, it's a pretty common item. That shift is not that clean, just in general. Well, the concern is, and what ended up happening was, it did it again, except this time it was quite delayed. And when it thudded into fourth, it actually felt like it slammed into fourth instead of just like, the other feeling was more like a bad motor mount, kind of like when your motor shifts. That's kind of what it felt like. This one felt like it just banged into gear. And check engine light came on immediately, and the vehicle basically essentially went into a form of limp mode where it was stuck in fourth gear. I drove the next 40 miles on the freeway in fourth gear. Now, granted, that's without your overdrives, essentially. You're in the top gear without overdrives. So it'll do 40 miles per hour or 70 miles per hour on the freeway, which is legal on that freeway. And I was able to get home, no problem. I turned it off, put my scanner to it. I have a OBD Bluetooth module on it all the time. So I connected Alpha OBD to my phone real quick and scanned it. P0871 came up, and that's where we're at. So after reading the forums, kind of pretty sure that this is where we need to be. If it's not, guys, the next spot, and particularly the danger, is that if I would have kept running the truck, or if the truck truly has been running with an issue too long and this shift has been basically too harsh. I've never felt it like this, and I've never had a check engine light from it. This was the first time. So I didn't clear the code and start driving it again, which I heard does work. It just comes back. But the fear would be that I damaged some of the clutches and essentially burnt out my second clutch and my fourth clutch. We're gonna find out. If that's the case, we'll know. If the check engine light comes back on, we'll have to take it to a transmission shop, because that's at that point past what I'm gonna do inside of my driveway. And I won't consider this a waste. I really have my suspicions that the valve body is gonna be less than perfect. And based on what I read, this is like that 99% chance. If you watched my video on the turbo actuator problem, a lot of people replace their turbos when all they got to do is the actuator. And it's the same thing online. You get a certain set of codes. If those are the only codes you're getting, and if you catch it without just ignoring it, a lot of times you can get away with what it's online. There are sometimes onesie-twosie cases where it doesn't work out, but it's just how diligent you are. Now, again, I didn't expect to spend $2,000, and these two filters just from Mopar were 103 bucks. So now, really, 2,400 bucks is where I was at with all the parts from RevMax. Another $102, so now I'm at $2,500. and I gotta go buy some oil, which is probably another $100 by the time I buy that. So let's say it's $2,600 minus $350. I wasn't planning on spending that, but sorry for my phone. I really got to remember to stop having it on. I wasn't planning on spending that, but that's what it is. And hopefully, if it works out, this is what you guys will need, and you'll know what to do. You can go buy the factory one for $600, but you might run into the same problem. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. Hope you enjoyed this quick unboxing. Probably wasn't too quick, but hopefully it's helpful to you. Gives you an idea what the parts look like. If you have any questions, comment down below. Make sure to catch my next video so that you can see how I go about installing all these parts, because I am going to do it in my driveway, so you should be able to do it in yours as long as it's not too steep and you got some space. And at the end of the day, hope you enjoyed. Again, comment down below, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.